We're going to start with one of the hottest buzzwords in tech right now, which is blockchain. And what is that really? How can you use it for other situations than cryptocurrency? Blockchain to the people takes this difficult technical challenge and has created a new app for a familiar use case. So let's just have the engineers from Blockchain to the People tell us how they did that.
Hi, my name is Annalise Wittick, and these are my teammates, Melissa Bella, Kristen Martin, and Tasnuva Noor. We built Blockchain to the People, a decentralized voting app that allows community leaders to deploy an election to the blockchain and invite community members to vote. We built our app on Ethereum, a decentralized platform that runs smart contracts written in Solidity. Our app provides a voting solution where votes are stored on the blockchain, which is a distributed computing architecture made up of network nodes, where each node executes and records every transaction, forming a public digital ledger. This means that the votes are not stored anywhere but within the blockchain, so neither our application nor any one government or entity controls the votes, imbuing the election with foundational transparency. In comparison to a conventional election, our app provides the added value of powerful cryptography, keeping the votes secure and preventing tampering and inaccuracy. Next, Melissa will discuss the smart contracts that make up the core of our decentralized application.
Thanks, Annalie. The creation of a community begins with the designation of an administrator and the deployment of the first of two smart contracts called the election factory. The election factory is tied to the administrator's Ethereum wallet and gives them privileged functionality. Our factory actually wraps around the second contract, which is for an individual election. We did this for two reasons. The first is to keep the code of our individual election safe. Ensuring a fair election requires that the contract cannot be altered in any way before its deployment. Secondly, the election factory keeps track of the blockchain location of each of the elections for the community. An administrator is able to use blockchain to the people in order to create an election, which includes setting a passcode that a voter will use when they go to cast their vote. An administrator also sets the election's candidates, which initializes their vote count to 0. For all of its promise, the Ethereum ecosystem is quite new and under rapid development, so we really had to flex our developer muscles in order to create a user-friendly experience. One of the most important technologies we used is called Metamask, which is a Chrome extension that allows a user to create an Ethereum account without needing to set up or run an Ethereum node on their own computer. Metamask also makes it easy for somebody to see how much Ether a transaction will cost and to sign and securely submit their transaction to the blockchain for processing. Next, Kristen will walk us through actually casting our ballot, as well as explain what's going on with the blockchain while that's happening.
Thanks, Melissa. After the user receives their code, they are able to go to the voting booth and cast their vote. Under the hood, the Ethereum platform is doing a considerable amount of work to authenticate this new transaction. It has to A, check that the new transaction does not violate any of the terms in our smart contract, and B, validate the new node through a series of complex mathematical proofs before it can finally be added to the blockchain. After the user receives confirmation that their vote went through, they're directed to the watch party, where they can see real-time updates on votes as they come in. Ethereum has event emitters that are native to its system, which developers can use to create alerts as particular actions occur. We experimented with using the newest version of Metamask with a library called Socket.io, which implements event listening on the front end and creates an open connection between the client and the server. This provides us with the real-time data visualizations in our charts. Next, Tasnuva will talk about the stack that we used to build this, as well as wrap up for us.
Thank you, Kristen. I'd like to introduce you to the technologies that we used. We used Express and Sequelize for our backend, React and Redux to build our front end, and Socket.io to integrate real-time updates. To incorporate blockchain technology in our app, we used Ethereum and Solidity to write the smart contract, Truffle and Ganache to test the smart contract, Metamask to give users their own Ethereum wallet, and Web3 to create a connection between the app and the blockchain. So this is our stack. One of the challenges that we faced was to design our data storage architecture. Since each transaction posted on the blockchain costs some amount of Ether, we decided to store only the deployed elections, the elections candidates, and the votes themselves on the blockchain. The rest of our application's data is held in a Postgres database. This decentralized data storage also protects the integrity of the votes cast. We had a great experience building this app and working together as a team. We hope that Blockchain to the People will become a platform where communities can organize and participate in elections in a faster yet secure way. From all four of us, thank you for listening.
Wow.
First reminder to vote for Blockchain to the People, like the post, and then like the pinned comment. Yeah.
I think that's a great reminder. I thought that was a great UI and a fun, inventive way to use blockchain. I feel like everybody focuses on cryptocurrency, and it's really nice to see different ideas.
Yeah, I think that, well, you sometimes get concerned when students start using new technology to integrate into their Capstone projects. And what I just saw is a very, very, very impressive outcome, especially like in a debated area like election tampering, right?
Yeah.
Where someone can actually be really concerned about it. This totally upsides that debate of like, can it be tampered with, right?
Yeah.
As we know, that's something the blockchain is really good for. So very cool.
Well.
Yeah, and as a big Sex and the City fan, I'm looking forward to the governorship election, Cynthia Nixon. So, no, I think definitely, definitely, the blockchain stuff is cool that people are applying to different things. It's beyond just cryptocurrency. I think that's what we're all kind of waiting to see what will stick.